Hey there, Aaron Wills again, bringing you another reaction video. We're going to go to youtube.com and find something to react to. Here we go, youtube.com, enter. Here we go. Well, let's see, what do we got here? Let's see if we have a writing video to react to. When the idiot cops get outsmarted by educated citizens, that's just going to piss me off. I'm not going to do that. We got some Judge Judy down here. I think she's just called Judy. Well, Judge Judy. This kills romantic chemistry. I don't know if we've seen this yet by Abbie Emmons. I'll throw down and see how long ago it was made. Romance mistakes writers avoid. Romance mistakes writers make. Avoid these mistakes. Alright, that's gotta be brand new. That's 4 months ago. I haven't seen it, we haven't seen it, I don't believe. Let's see, let's watch it. Shall we? Here we go. 7 deadly romance mistakes writers make. Avoid these chemistry, I guess. There we go. Play, damn it. There we go. Alright. I guess it's playing.
Did you know that the vast majority of self-published books don't sell more than a few copies? It's because their authors didn't take the time to get them professionally edited or designed. On Readsy, you can find the perfect editor, proofreader, or cover designer for your book without breaking the bank, and ensure that the book you put out into the world stands out among major bestsellers. Browse through hundreds of hand-picked editors, filter your search by genre, service, or even keyword, check their portfolios and reach out to ideal candidates. Create your free Readsy account today and publish the bestseller of tomorrow.
Skip. What's going on? Play that.
Head over heels in love with your characters? Do you feel like maybe your characters are missing that magic spark that makes a fictional couple insanely shippable? You don't even know what it is. You can't even necessarily put your finger on it, but you know that there are some fictional couples that just have that magic chemistry, and you're afraid that your characters don't. In this video, I'm going to be revealing the top 7 deadly mistakes of writing romantic chemistry. These mistakes will ruin your character's chemistry and do the exact opposite and not make your readers root for them and want to see them together. Okay, you want to avoid these things. These things will kill romantic chemistry even faster than one poor sonnet.
But if it is only a vague inclination, I'm convinced one poor sonnet will kill it stone dead.
So what do you recommend to encourage affection?
So if you commit any of these chemistry crimes, stop that right now. Just stop.
Why does your story matter? Good question. What if I told you that there's a science behind every great story? I don't just teach you how to write. I teach you how to change the world with your story and make your author dreams come true.
Before we get into our list of deadly romance mistakes that kill chemistry, hit the subscribe button below this video. Only take a sec and
I'm currently writing a romantic thriller again. The first novel I published was a romantic thriller. I'm writing a romantic thriller novelette. I know I told you I was writing a novella, but I'm not going to have enough words, I don't think, for a novella. So I already have enough words for a novelette. There's still some story to tell. I guess I'm going to turn this into a novelette. And spare my readers some filler to reach a word count. Alright, here we go. Tell us about talking up chemistry there, Abbie.
It helps me so much, and it helps you to get more videos like this in your feed and never miss any of my videos, live streams, or live trainings. Lots of amazing stuff happens on this channel every week for writers, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Okay, let's get right into it. Mistake number 1. They never or rarely ever have time alone together. This mistake can destroy couples who even have great chemistry to start with, but then as the story goes on, they spend less and less time together, or they're off on their own agendas and their own missions, and we start to forget what it was even like to see them together. We start to forget the whole mood and the atmosphere and the tension and the juicy, wonderful conflict that happened between these characters because they don't have enough alone time together. The less proximity, the less intimacy, and intimacy is what you want to go for with these characters. Even
now, my characters have a shit ton of time with each other, and I don't know if they have any tension. There's sexual tension for the first couple I shipped. No, yes, between both couples I shipped so far, there was sexual tension. Unresolved, not unresolved sexual tension though so far. I'm planning on shipping anybody else, so both couples I've shipped have had sexual tension, and their first kiss has been on page for both couples. I don't have time to ship anybody else because the story's close to the end. I don't have much more to tell. Matter of fact, I could end it within a page, or within a paragraph, basically, from here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add some more. Tag, make it not filter, make it fluff, when it adds some more good stuff before I do what I'm going to do to the main female character. And something bad happens to her, but we already know that. We know that throughout the entire novelette that something bad is going to happen to her. She foresees it, predicts it, well, she doesn't really predict it, she just is concerned that something bad is going to happen, and the narrator is written in first person, so I confirm that something bad happens to her on this camping ship. I don't want to ruin anything, but I'll tell you that there's breadcrumbs led to the fact that it's a bear attack, but it doesn't turn out to be that. And the reader will be like, oh, wow, that. I'm hoping. Now I can't ruin it for you if you're going to buy my novelette when it comes out. I intend to publish this. I published a full-length novel with money I had to save because I edited it at 3 cents per word. 3 cents per word. I can probably get it for $1.50 per word, I would imagine. This one's going to be a lot cheaper. I thought to pay for a marketing copy and a book, a professional book cover, and a lot more stuff. But the editing is what cost me the most the last time. This will be a lot less words. My first novel came in at around 60,000 words, which is kind of a small novel. But this is going to come in at about, I don't know, probably around 18,000 words. That could be a novella. But it's already long enough to be a novelette, which is between X amount and 15,000 apparently. I'll find out. Hey Google, how long is the novelette?
Between 7,000 7,500 and 20,000 words. According to Kindlepreneur, a novella is between 7,500 and 20,000 words long, with some novella word count crossover at the top of that range.
Huh. I won't have 20,000 words, but I'll have 7,500. I've already got 15,000 words. How long is a short story? I might be longer than a short story.
Between 1,500 words and 7,500 words. According to Jericho writers, most short stories seem to be between 1,500 words and 7,500 words long, so about 3 to 30 pages long, depending on font and print formatting.
So it's too long already to be called a short story. I'm sure I can get away with calling it a short story. I can finish this story and add, if they're calling a 7,500 story a short story, I can make a collection of short stories. I can throw together 7,500 words in no time. No time. It's showtime. Somebody stop me. So, yeah, let's play the rest of Abbie Emmons. She's praying right now, so I don't interrupt her praying. Just like Hamlet.
Even if they don't have particularly positive feelings towards each other at first, maybe you're writing enemies to lovers romance, you still need that forced proximity to get them alone together.
I do like a good enemy to lovers. If there's a, as long as the enemy isn't for a huge reason. In other words, I don't believe that a couple, two people can get together after one of them slaughtered the other's entire family. Raping them first. I don't think those two could ever get together. I don't think I could ever root for those two to ever get together. I mean, how much chemistry they have, and how two they are together, or anything. I'm not going to ever root for a couple where one of them slaughtered the other's whole family after raping them. I'm not going to put them together ever. But, fucking with each other and really disliking each other. I was in that. I was in an enemies to lover relationship in my life. My real life. I won't tell you the story now because you won't care and we're cutting off any atmosphere. Now is defending herself from an argument.
Together to start creating these situations for them to rely upon each other. And that would be my flip side advice is instead of doing this mistake, get your characters alone together, force them to be together, force them to problem solve together, and bonus points if they have to rely upon each other in a moment of crisis and learn to trust each other.
I have an idea.
So do I.
I'll listen to yours if you listen to mine.
What
We'll
is
employ a
this?
pixel, each approaching from opposite directions. If he wakes and sees one,
What I knew what that was. I think it's Jane Eyre or something like that.
the rest, the other causes a distraction. And when he turns to take aim, the person not on the firing line rushes from behind. Now your idea.
You stay here. I'll go punch him in the face.
Bonus points if they didn't trust each other before this, but now going through this experience together, they're building this layer of wonderful chemistry and trust and affection for each other. Mistake number 2, they fall in love too quickly. Love at first sight might seem like a golden opportunity for some instant chemistry, but believe it or not, this is actually the surest way to kill any tension that we could have felt between this couple. When characters fall in love too quickly, it feels unearned, and we have just a hard time believing that they have particularly deep feelings for each other because
I don't think anyone likes instant love. I've got kind of a close to instant love situation in my current novelette. How have you changed it? I didn't think it's been bothering me ever since I did it. I'll go back and add a little more to their first, before their first time saying they've been developing feelings for each other. Don't say I love you, but they admit they're developing feelings. That's after the second time they meet. No, not the second time they meet, but after the second night that they met. They're talking about my feelings for you. But they were only one bed. They were in the only one bed forced proximity. They were in a forced proximity situation the night before. There was all kinds of teasing and intense sexual tension there. And then they finally, they decided they were in an official relationship that night. So that's kind of instant love. I gotta change it. I'll shut up now.
They just, made eye contact across the room at a party, and suddenly they're like, maybe it's not even in the same scene, but if you don't have enough tension and enough build-up, the love confession, when they're suddenly burst out and they're like, I love you, can feel so unearned because we didn't have that build-up over time. Now, I know what you're thinking.
My book takes place in a short period of time. What if it takes place in 3 days or something, and I need my characters to fall in love in that time? Is it just doomed to feel unrealistic?
No, not necessarily. I have been there and done that. I have made characters fall in love over the course of a very short period of time, but the way to execute on this is to still find those opportunities for the romantic build-up. So you can make something feel like slow burn, even if it's happening rather quickly in real time. It's all about finding those little moments to build up the romantic tension and desire and affection and attraction between these two characters.
The heroine of Pride and Prejudice is Elizabeth Bennet. She is one of the greatest and most complex characters ever written, not that you would know.
As a matter of fact, I've read it.
Oh, well, good for you.
What was that? Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks? The Joe versus the volcano, but it was a younger Meg Ryan. She was older. Might not even be Meg Ryan, but Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks were in Joe versus the volcano, but I don't know what movie this is.
You can't just jump from strangers to passionate lovers and expect your reader to be along for that extreme up and down roller coaster ride. We need to feel like we've been on an emotional journey with these characters, even if that emotional journey happened over the course of a day. You can still have build-up. Just find those opportunities to build up the tension. Mistake number 3, they tease each other about other potential love interests. Nothing screams, I'm just your friend, more than teasing somebody about other potential love interests. It's basically like saying,
if you go out with this person, if you get together with this other person, I will be happy for you. I will not be bothered at all. It won't even cross my mind that this is a problem.
And that's not what you want if you want to build up this desire and attraction and romance between these two characters. If you want to play with subtext here, you can do that by letting the character be thinking something other than what they're saying. So on the surface, I'm teasing you about other potential love interests. Like, hey, I think you're really interested in that girl. She really likes you. She's always flirting with you. You don't notice that she's always flirting with you? Oh, come on. And really deep down, I'm like, I do not want you to like this girl. I don't want you to be with anyone but me. Subtext is wonderful, especially in a romantic story and build up between these two characters. So you can play with that, absolutely. But make sure that...
Sounds like psycho shit going on. I don't want you to be with anybody but me. Yeah. Psycho.
Your characters deep down have a emotional reaction to the idea of their love interest being interested in another person, and that reaction feels realistic and aligns with how they feel about this person. So instead, let the idea of another love interest get under their skin and bother them. This is a fantastic way to turn up the heat on the chemistry burner and give your main character a taste of what it would be like to lose this person to someone else. Mistake number 4, they never touch unless in combat with each other. Touch isn't just a nice way to show that your characters have affection for each other, it also actually does something to your brain. It releases oxytocin in your brain, and that's like the love hormone. It's like the chemical that makes you feel trust and love and affection and drawn in to be more interested in this person. That's why it's kind of difficult to feel this love and this spark and this romantic chemistry between these two characters if they're never touching, never even interested in an accidental touch. But it's worth noting that a little bit of those accidental touches can go a long way, okay? You don't have to go overboard here, but having a moment where maybe one character has to care for another character's injury or help them out or even take their hand when helping them into a carriage.
Carriage. I think this is all the same movies that you find clips from, except for the Joe versus the volcano clip. I think they were young in Joe versus the volcano. I think it was Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. I figured it out. Hey Google. Okay Google. Who was in Joe versus the volcano?
According to en.wikipedia.org, Joe vs. the Volcano is a 1990 American romantic comedy film written and directed by John Patrick Shanley and starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
In 1990 would have just been 4 years after Top Gun. She looked a lot older in that movie that you just showed than she was in Top Gun. So 1990 was 34 years ago. So she might have been, I don't know. That was 1990, just 4 years after Top Gun. She looked pretty young in Top Gun, so I don't think she was that old in 1990 when that movie was made. She wasn't 60 in that movie, but she wasn't young. She was old. So maybe it was Joe versus the volcano. Let's find out. We know it was 1990. We know it was Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. So I knew that already, but I didn't know. I don't know. They're coming with my body. Maybe I should end this. Peace! No, not yet. We'll watch the rest of this video.
Jane Austen was a master of doing this, giving us those little accidental touches that build up the
That was Pride and Prejudice.
Romantic tension slowly over time, and
not the Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks movie. They were talking about Pride and Prejudice. She's been showing us clips from Pride and Prejudice.
Make us feel this physical spark between these two characters, even beyond just the emotional what's going on here. Now, if you've made it this far into the video and you're like, man, I really wish there was like a cheat sheet ultimate guide to writing wonderful romantic chemistry that makes my readers fall in love with my fictional couple, then you're in luck. Because I taught an entire live training on this topic, diving deep into writing swoon-worthy romantic chemistry and making your characters feel more layered, realistic, believable, and making us root for and cheer on their relationship. In this training, we cover the...
It was just a kiss, but that was sexy. That was a very pretty girl. I'm sure a very handsome fella. That was a sexy kiss. And the scene before that, where that chick's hair was apparently wet, she looked pretty good there. I wish they'd show the Pride and Prejudice starring Laurence Olivier. I know that movie pretty well. Laurence Olivier is my favorite actor of all time. I've seen, I think, just about all his younger movies or older movies that he's made. Pride and Prejudice included. I know the storyline of Pride and Prejudice. So, I mean, When I get something, I'll finish this day.
Number one golden rule for creating emotional, passionate relationships between characters: how to use your characters' existing personalities to clash and complement each other, powerful ways to bring your characters together using the events of the plot, how to use the weapon, weakness, want rule to make your characters super shippable, the importance of relationship arcs, and how to friend zone characters that you don't want to be together. So if you want to take your romance to that next level and craft an unforgettable relationship that your readers will be obsessed with, you definitely want to check out this training. You can watch the replay on demand right now by clicking the link below this video. So check that out. And when you sign up to watch that training, you also get my entire archive of previous live trainings diving deep into topics on writing, editing, publishing, and more. So check that out. Link below. Okay, let's get back to our list of deadly romance mistakes that kill chemistry. Number 5, they get sick of each other after a while. When two characters are in love with each other,
This number 4.
they don't get sick of each other. They want to be by each other's side as much as possible. Now, maybe your relationship gets off to a rocky start, okay?
I'm going to finish this first.
Maybe you're writing enemies to lovers, and at first they do not like each other, they hate each other, they want to watch the other person fall off a cliff. I get that. But as they grow closer together and they start to fall in love and their relationship starts to change, their feelings towards each other should start to change and evolve as well. They actually start to like being with this person. They don't get sick of being with them, and they're like in this weird transitional phase where they're thinking, why am I being so tolerant of this person? I used to hate them and now I don't even mind hanging out with them. In fact, I look forward to hanging out with them. What is this sorcery? Also, let them be on each other's minds all the time, even in the negative stage of their relationship. If at first they don't like each other, they could still be on each other's minds. They can still be thinking, I won't give him the satisfaction, or I wonder what she'll think about this, or he's so annoying how he's always like, you get the point. Mistake number 6, they don't challenge each other's faults and weaknesses. Nothing is quite as saltine cracker bland as a couple who never challenges each other's faults and weaknesses because they are just perfect and flawless and...
I missed 3 and 4 as a pattern max. 3 and 4.
Boring. Ugh. See, this is what makes a romance interesting in the first place, is because these two characters are growing together. They need each other in order to change, in order to have that transformative journey, that character arc. And what is a character arc brought out of? Out of being challenged, having our faults and weaknesses put to the test, being shoved into the ring with some sort of conflict. Your characters have to stretch each other. They have to help each other to become better people through challenging each other in sometimes infuriating ways.
And here's some advice for you.
Eliza, I'm warning you. One more word and you will find yourself in court.
You might find your focus sharper, your workload lighter, if you tone down your drinking, gambling, and womanizing.
You are charged with obstructing police business.
See, none of that juicy, heated, conflict-ridden character change can happen between two characters who are both, like, oatmeal-y and sweet and flawless and...
I've seen enemies to lovers a million times in movies, and I like it each time. Sometimes it's, and usually it is just, there's two ways I don't like it. When the reason they're enemies is just too strong, like I explained earlier, or when the fact that they're enemies is so weak. The fact that they don't like each other is so weak. But sometimes it has to be a medium. I want it to be a medium. I want it to be they just don't like each other. They just never have. They assume never will. And then all of a sudden, is it always a sudden? All of a sudden. Then all of a sudden, they're talking and they're hanging out a little bit, and at first they still like each other, but they realize they have things in common, or they've always found the other one attractive, they just didn't like them. There's been a lot of girls I found attractive and didn't like, Not that I got together with all of them eventually, but there was one girl, Christina, the last girl I was with. Well, we were friends with benefits. But I couldn't stand her when I first met her. Thought she was a dirty little whore. And, well, a slut. Whores get paid for it. Sluts just give it away. I thought she was a dirty little slut, and had no respect for her. Thought she was so dumb and annoying that she only hung out with us to get fucked by the next one of us. I was wrong about her. We wound up just being inseparable. And she would just stare out the window waiting for me to get to the pool hall every day. And I couldn't wait to get to the pool hall to see her. And then, we became in love with each other. Well, I don't know if she was ever in love with me, but I was in love with her. But, the way, the fact that we loved each other, we were friends with benefits, I guess that counts as being love, I don't know. But we were together, so whether she loved me or not, went from, so we were lovers, so we went from enemies to lovers. I've been in one of those relationships. Let's hear that Abbie have to say to wrap it up, and then I'm going to eat my lunch.
Just great people all around. They have nothing to change about themselves. They're perfect. The heat of conflict is where delicious chemistry is created, right? Even as we're using this term, chemistry, I'm thinking of like mixing chemicals that don't belong together and creating some sort of reaction from it, right? Why would that happen? If we're mixing the same thing with the same thing and there's no clash whatsoever, then there's no bubbly.
I never took any chemistry in high school or college or any other time. Matter of fact, I had to get all my science credits in my senior year. I had no science credits going, and no science, I had no science credits going into my senior year. I gained all of them my senior year by taking a field biology class, which gave me double credits, and I took another, I took maybe it was a chemistry class. I don't know. I took another class. And I don't remember what it was now, but it was science. I had that class and field biology to get my credits to walk. But I got all my science credits in my senior year without chemistry. Without chemistry with anyone except Kim Rogers. We had chemistry. I never had chemistry class. I never had a class in chemistry until I watched this video.
Chemistry. And finally, mistake number 7. They have romantic chemistry with other characters. I've seen this so many times with stories that clearly they're shipping the main character with a love interest character, and they want you to root for these two characters being together. But there's also a third character, or maybe even a fourth character, that the protagonist actually has better chemistry with, and you secretly want them to be with that character. But the author clearly has no intention of doing that. Please, for all our sakes, if you're...
I'm going to hand this up now. I need my lunch. I'm going to tell you 2 fingers ate up, bub. See you when I see you. Peace, Mojado.